just love it. It's just beautiful pieces that are timeless. We're in a lot of cute boutiques. We're at Saks Fifth Avenue, direct to consumer on larsamarie.com. It's just, jewelry that you can wear. Like I would literally wear these to the gym and then just go out after to lunch. I wear my stuff all the time. I like wake up and I'm drenched in jewelry. I love it.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with jewelry, right?
Listen, it makes any outfit, you can dress it up, dress it down.
Well, you're such a fashion girl. And someone asked me this recently, and I thought it was such a good question. Yes, I'm in New York City and there's sirens outside my window, so I apologize. I'm like, I live in a building and I'm high up, but you could still hear the sirens. If you could wear only one brand the rest of your life, it's a really hard question. What brand would it be?
One brand, maybe Balenciaga. I feel like it's like casual, but streetwear, and I'm more casual. So maybe Balenciaga.
I swear to you, that was my prediction. I always try to predict what people are going to answer, and that was my prediction for you.
Yeah, that's so cute.
We're just aligned.
You know your audience, you know your people. You know your people, David.
I know my people. So now being back on the Real Housewives of Miami, like you worked and filmed and were on the show with Adriana and Alexia way back when, and Marysol. Who do you think out of those three, because you worked with them in the past, has changed the most from that experience to this experience?
Probably Adriana. Like, I think she's gotten, some people as they age, they get bitter and mean. And I feel like she's gotten bitter and mean, like a grumpy old man,
I do know. You said she's changed the most.
Well, I feel like your energy says a lot about you, right? Like if you're like loving and open and want everyone to win, you see that. And if you're just like, just in the corner hating on everyone and talking shit, like that's just,
I take it there's no love lost between you and Adriana today.
No.
What about, there was so much talk about like when this cast was filming and the show was coming back, and we have Adriana and Marysol that are both friends of this season. Do you think either of them will be upgraded next season to a full-time cast member? I mean, I know you're not production and you don't work for Bravo, but just in your opinion.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
What about this? Who do you think is more upset that they're a friend of, Adriana or Marysol?
Probably Adriana, because she did the very most this season.
That makes sense. Who do you think is the best? Like, if you were going to have like a party, would you hire Guerdy? I mean, I love when something's Guerdified. Is she great? Is she as great as it seems? From
no, I mean, she can throw a party in her sleep. So yeah, she's definitely good at what she does.
You're going to have a huge housewarming party, Larsa, after you make your next purchase.
I'm going to definitely have a huge housewarming party once I find this amazing house tomorrow.
There's been so much like written about you, and people have this, like, what do you think is the biggest misconception about Larsa Pippen? Like when people, like you said, this is your year, you have good energy. Like, what do you think people get wrong? Like when you hear them or you read something about yourself, you're like, oh God, it's so not me.
I don't know. I feel like I've always been like, a girl's girl. I've always supported all my relationships. I feel like sometimes people just like forget all the good that you've done, like in my marriage, in my previous relationships, like just in general. I feel like people just have such a short-term memory that they forget, like, do you want to see my resume? I was actually married for 21 years. How many of you were married for 21 years and have 4 amazing kids that are killing the world right now? Like, we're just winning. So, people tend to forget all the good things that you've done in your life and just focus on like the small things that, like the little hiccups that you've the hurdles that you've come across in your life. I just feel like I tend to focus on like the big picture and, navigate through life based on good, not bad. So, that's kind of how I live.
I love it. It's all about positive energy. Yes, most people are not married for 21 years. I can't even make it to a second date, sweetie. So props to that.
Not that easy. I'm like, it's not that simple, not that easy,
It's not. We're heading into the reunion, the Real Housewives of Miami reunion. And I don't want any spoilers of what's to come because I'm loving watching this show. But who are you like most, like, is there one person you're most not looking forward to facing at the reunion?
No, I feel like I'm okay with, I feel like I'm okay with like, getting everything off my chest. Yeah, I'm good with that.
you love being back. Talk to me about what happens after this. Like, are you just loving this experience? You want to come back next season? You want this to go on forever? The fans
think
are loving
so.
the show. The fans are loving it.
I feel like it's, it's fun. It's a fun time to be in Miami. It's a fun time for me in my life. I'm just super open and wanting to share so much of my personal growth on the show. So it just makes sense for me to be on The Real Housewives of Miami.
I love it. And before we wrap up, the first time, it was on for it was on for 3 seasons and then it went away. Like, it didn't really work. I mean, it did for a minute, but then it didn't. It works now. Like I said, like, people are loving this show. They're loving watching it on Peacock. Like, why now? Do you know what I mean? Like, why do you think this show is just 2021?
Well, duh, David, because I'm on the show now. Duh, like, I'm on the show now. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I just feel like Miami is popping. It's so pretty to look at. It's so pretty to live there. We have the most beautiful city, the beaches, the yachts, like, the culture. I just feel like you don't really get that anywhere else. So I feel like, I don't know why it didn't work before. I feel like timing is everything. And maybe we were too ahead of the time back then.
Well, I mean, you make a joke, but to your point, you were on the first season and then second and third season, you weren't there and then it went off the air and now you're back. So maybe it is because of you,
numbers,
Larsa.
numbers don't lie.
I say that all the time. Numbers don't lie.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever, I mean, years from now, because we want you to stay on Real Housewives of Miami forever, but would you ever consider joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? I mean, you do spend half your time in LA.
I mean, I would do Housewives of Beverly Hills. I would give those bitches a run for their money. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I think I would. Why not?
Who do you think you would get along with the best on that cast?
I feel like Lisa Rinna, because I like the fact that she's like so straightforward. I feel like I appreciate honesty and like straightforwardness. I feel like I don't like the cattiness. I don't like the sneakiness. It's just not my personality.
Who do you think you would argue with the most? I mean, we have Erica, we have Dorit, Kathy Hilton, Sutton.
No, I love Kathy. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like you don't know until you're in the hot seat, when you're in that situation. Because I feel like when you're seeing someone from the outside, you get along with everyone, and then once you're in the same room with them. I've been on teams, where Scottie played, and I loved these NBA wives. And as soon as they came to play on our team, we didn't like each other so much.
You just don't know. But listen, you and Lisa Rinna, that would be a force to be reckoned with.
It could be fun.
I really appreciate you being here today. Is there anything else? Like, I always like to give people a chance at the end. Thank you for answering all my questions.
I feel like we had a great talk.
Where can everyone find you and find your jewelry and everything else so they can follow you? Talk to us.
Well, Larsa Marie, you can get on larsamarie.com or at Saks or other boutiques. You can find me on OnlyFans. You can find me on The Real Housewives of Miami, or you can find me just roaming around Beverly Hills or Miami Beach.
I love it. Larsa, I really appreciate this. I know you're busy. So honestly, thank you for everything.
You're the best. Bye, David.
You're the best too. Bye, Larsa.
Bye.
Bye.